What's going on, SWAC fans? It is yours truly, TJ Jones, and welcome to the State of the SWAC podcast. I really do appreciate your time. I ask that you hit the subscribe button as well as hit that like button if you enjoy SWAC football, because that's what we're going to be talking about. And we're going to be discussing Mike Zimmer. Jackson State University has hired Mike Zimmer as an analyst. And Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, even joked about it, said he was extremely excited to have Mike Zimmer on the staff, and he's happy that he don't have to pay him because he couldn't afford him. Mike Zimmer is an incredibly talented coach. I'm a big fan of the NFL as well, and he's coached the Minnesota Vikings a few years, and I know firsthand how good of a coach he is. How many times his Minnesota Vikings have broken my New Orleans Saints hearts every single year in the playoffs for the last about 3-4 years. But so I know how talented this guy is. Before that, he was a defensive coordinator, with the Dallas Cowboys during the time when Deion Sanders was there. He was on the coaching staff, and also with the Cincinnati Bengals when Marvin Lewis was there. And the Cincinnati Bengals, as well as the Dallas Cowboys, had really good defenses. Jackson State University, they were known for their defense. That was their calling card last year. You had some talented offensive players, but I think the defense reigned supreme. They allowed about 254 yards per game. That's extremely impressive, especially in the SWAC, where we're really known for throwing the ball around and putting up big numbers. So for them to be able to average something that low is impressive. And now you add a guy like Mike Zimmer to the room to also just go out there and scout. And also it's going to help with the recruiting process as well. I mean, Deion Sanders is trying to develop guys. He's trying to get people to come to Jackson State University. He's trying to get them to buy in, to the system that he's actually bringing there. And that's extremely important, right? It's a good recruiting tool. It's not just guys coming to HBCUs, you want them to have that sense of pride, but these guys want to be able to know if they make that commitment to Jackson State University that they're going to get the best of the best, the creme de la creme. And it started, a few years ago, when Coach Prime Deion Sanders got to Jackson State University, that was a big move. But then you add some guys on the coaching staff, and you have a defense and that's becoming high profile. You're getting more eyes on the SWAC product by more games coming on ESPN. I think there's a total of like 20 games, and 10 of those games are going to be Jackson State games. So all that stuff is good recruiting tools, but guys want to make sure that they can develop. You want to be able to develop, so you bring guys in like Mike Zimmer that can help with this process. What I'm looking for is even more of an improvement from the Jackson State Tigers football team. Adding a guy like Zimmer onto the team, and also on top of the coaching staff that they already have intact already, I expect for them to be able to grow a little bit more. And also you have to take into consideration the development of the defense, right? And also the chemistry, right? You got a lot of young guys, they're trying to learn how to become champions together, right? So every single game that chemistry develops, and then you add a couple seasons to it, these guys should be a well-oiled machine. Jackson State University, they swept the SWAC last season 8-0, right? So they're going to be trying to do exactly what they did last season, trying to replicate that. But one thing I do love is the fact of the competition that is taking place in the SWAC. Nobody is bowing down to the great Jackson State University. Deion Sanders, being on television, all these shows, nobody's bowing down to that. These teams are working extremely hard to make sure that they are just as competitive at Jackson State University. You got guys like Hugh Jackson, going to Grambling State University, right? Coming in with the cachet, former head coach in the NFL in his own right, and has won in this league and has been successful as a coordinator in the National Football League as well. And he's bringing that to an extremely prestigious university when it comes to football in Grambling State. It doesn't get any better than that, especially, from the late great Eddie Robinson. And then you also have Alabama A&M, right? You got them, right? They are looking to try to be that offensive unit that they were, post Aqeel Glass. They have something to prove. So nobody is going to be bowing down to Jackson State. Nobody is going to be sitting there like, oh, man, we got to play Jackson State. These guys are chomping at the bit, and Jackson State got to continue to keep this momentum going because nobody, once again, is going to be laying down for them on Saturdays. But I would love to hear from you. What do you all think about the acquisition of Coach Mike Zimmer? Or what do you think about the competition in the SWAC? Comment down below, like and share this video. Thank you for checking out the State of the SWAC podcast, where we talk SWAC football. Like and subscribe. Till next time, all I got to say is, it's rough in the SWAC.